So this video could be Oppenheimer, 4 or 5, or this could just be a 13 Families extra update. So we talked about this loosh in the last video, which is this energy that humans emit during times of trauma, chaos, and that was all being harvested and given to these entities that I talked about. So you really got to go back. One of the things that I found very interesting was the 33rd parallel. Alrighty, the 33rd parallel goes around the world, and the 33rd parallel is considered to be a ley line of spiritual energy. So things that happen around the 33rd parallel are amplified. So let's just talk about just that. The 33rd parallel going through the Middle East. We know the Middle East has been heavily influenced by outside countries and so forth that could have a lot of ties to the 13 families. All right, so Iraq, Fallujah, Ramadi, that's the Iraqi war, the Sunni insurgencies, ISIS, U.S. military operations. Moving to Syria, we have Damascus, so the Syrian civil war. Only mentioning things that had outside influences. All right, we have Iran-Iraq war. We have things going on there. Moving on to Egypt, outside influences as well. This is near the Nile Delta region, and they have the Sinai insurgency as well as the Arab-Israeli war. People mention Vietnam because we know the Bundy family ratcheted up the Vietnam War. The 33rd parallel doesn't go through there. However, the Vietnamese demilitarized zone is on the 33rd parallel. So there's that. If you move to the United States, a lot of stuff happens on the 33rd parallel. Near it is Roswell. Don't have to give any more information there. The Trinity nuclear test. So remember I said that J. Robert Oppenheimer isn't part of this family? Well, this is where he gets tied in because that was in the movie, that first atomic bomb, that happened near the 33rd parallel. We have Phoenix on the 33rd parallel, which we have the Phoenix Lights. Waco, Branch Davidians, I was there. That was a crazy time. That whole siege and the compound fire, 33rd parallel. JFK assassination. Dallas is almost on the 33rd parallel as well. This is probably the most popular one. Go back and watch the video about the Kennedys. Alrighty. Martin Luther King assassination. It's on the 35th parallel, but when you look at the entire world, it's very close to the 33rd parallel. You also have defense corridors along that. You have NASA facilities in the south, Air Force bases, and so forth. So the 33rd parallel, and this is just things that happened in the 20th century. You could go back to the 1800s as well and look at the 33rd parallel and say, okay, this is a spiritual ley line and these events are happening. Power is increased. Are the 13 bloodlines harvesting this loosh? There's so many other things here that I could go into with numerology. I don't even know if you're even interested in that. If you are, I've got pages of notes. Let me know in the comments below. Alrighty, there we go.